We come together this morning in this virtual circle of life, filled with wonder and anticipation. As the earth turns towards the light, so our thoughts turn towards you, sacred hill of Chartres, Mother, Veil of Mary. Between us and the hill is the time of the veil, the in-between space, the silence between the notes of the mystery of musica. Our heartbeat in resonance with the movement of the planets and the turning of our Earth Mother. Our breath, the life of the divine, the wind moving through the leaves, through the greenery of the towering evergreens at Chartres. We think now of ourselves standing at the doorway, anticipating, hoping, praying the peace we long for in the world and ourselves, that it can become real in this moment, contemplating, in this moment, listening, in this moment of conception. We give thanks for the 7 liberal arts, the mysteries of Chartres and the New Chartres Academy, and the power of the circle of friends and pilgrims. Ah, Mama, Uanoa, all my relations. Amen.
Thank you, Apela. Thank you, Ruth. Hello, everyone. Happy Valentine's in a few days. This is also Apela's birthday today. So happy birthday, Apela. We may sing happy birthday to you later on in the program. I want to welcome everybody to this February community call of our Chartres Academy. For those of you who are new, every month for the past 16 years, we have been convening a call to prepare ourselves for our annual pilgrimage to the sacred site of Chartres, where each year we consecrate ourselves in the telluric energies of the sacred feminine, to both purify ourselves, but also to transcend ourselves in order that we can more fully embody the kind of humanity that is needed at this critical time in human history, where everything we have built over the eons is now at stake. So Chartres is the sacred heart of Ubiquity University, of our wisdom school, of my life. Every year I look forward to making that pilgrimage for my own spiritual edification, as well as to curate the sacred heart of our whole community. And so I just want to welcome everyone. Today we're going to hear first from our astrologer, Lynn Bell, and then we'll hear from Chloe Goodchild, who's going to be the lead faculty this year in Chartres as we contemplate waves of love, the healing sound of the sun, the musical spheres of the sun. And that's going to be our contemplation in Chartres this year as we dive into the fourth of the 7 liberal arts, that liberal art that is at the very center of the liberal arts, and that is music, that Pythagoras understood to emanate from the sun. And it's the emanations of the sun that hold the entire solar system together as a singularity and inform the tonality and the frequency of our own planet Earth. So that's our program. We're also going to be talking about the pilgrimages coming up. In addition to Chartres, we'll be talking about our youth program. And then for the first time today, at the behest of our community, at the end of our 1-hour program, we're going to have an after call chat group that will meet on another Zoom link where we can all see each other and have a more informal time together post community call. So all that is in store. But let us start first with Lynn Bell. Lynn, welcome. Lynn is talking to us from Paris. She just visited the Black Madonna. So Lynn, grace us.
Well, welcome. Thank you, Jim. And I felt called to go visit the Black Madonna. Some of you have gone there with me. The first time we did a mystical tour of Paris with Andrew, we took people there. And she's a very powerful Black Madonna. And I think in this past week, watching the images of the earthquake in Turkey, watching today, there was an image of a little boy who'd been under the rubble for 5 days and 8 hours, and he just was pulled out with these big eyes and a mark on his face, and they call him Hope. And there's this combination of immense grief. I mean, I don't know how many times you have felt it, if you have the courage to connect with those images or just read about what's going on. And I know this is very hard for some people, but Venus in the sky is in Pisces, moving to a conjunction with Neptune. We say that Venus is exalted in Pisces. That means the planet of love, and she'll be very close on Valentine's Day, but not quite. The exact conjunction is just after, on the 16th. But there is nothing more. It's when Venus is in Pisces, it's an invitation to release the limits of the heart. And that was one of the things I asked the Black Madonna for today, and I want to share that for you, which was to clean the veil from my heart. And I cannot tell you how many incredible experiences I have had in that place. She's a 3-foot-high granite Madonna, which is why she wasn't burned in the revolution. And every so often they give her a new coat of paint, black, very black, and the baby is black too, with blonde hair. And Venus conjunct Neptune is asking us, no matter what, this is for those of you who did the astrology seminar with me, we talked about Saturn going into Pisces on March 7th. So that will be before our next call. And so we can see this Venus conjunct Neptune, which comes this week, as preparation for that, as talking about waves of love. It's very hard to imagine a better conjunction for that subject, which Jim just mentioned. But at the same time, in 4 days, at the same time that Venus reaches Neptune, which is this incredible opening, the sun reaches Saturn, which is which can be an incredible clarity, centeredness, sense of what is true. But it also can be contraction and control of the process. It's an interesting moment because in the sky, things are in pairs. And the other, although this will take quite a bit longer, Jupiter is moving to Chiron. So we have Venus is in Pisces until the 20th of February, when she then enters the warrior sign of Aries, where everything gets more heated, more feisty, calls our spirit into action, but also steps away from this process of connection, and can pull us into action one way or the other. It is, we're weighing something. We're weighing, where do we close? Where do we see? Where do we project the problem? And where do we open our understanding to take a much larger field in with us? And over again, this is the question during this time and the next time we meet. Saturn in Pisces asks us, where is your limit? Where is the limit to what we can take in and hold without needing to push back out? And we'll be talking on this because Saturn will be in Pisces for the next, until May or June of 2025. So once it goes in, but there are different phases to the process. And this summer we'll be looking at something very specific with the particular place in the zodiac that's receiving a flow of incredible inspiration and cosmic energy. I also want to say that the moon today is in a very powerful pattern of surprise and reversal. So just pay attention to what's going on out there. Powerful emotions and powerful breakthroughs. It's an extraordinary time where we are called to another level of our understanding. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Lynn. I think you just made the understatement of the year. This is an extraordinary time that requires us to increase our understanding. I'll say, lady. My goodness. We had somebody on Humanity Rising last week, Dr. Alyssa Epel, who was one of the co-authors of the book, The Telomere Effect. And she was talking about headline stress disorder, that people are more and more unable to sustain day by day attention to the news. You know, whether it's the little boy being rescued after 5 days in Turkey, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's mass killings in the United States, whether it's, you know, shooting down balloons, and it's the stress levels are going up and up and up, and the media is fomenting more and more diversions and scandals and excessive news alerts. And the question of how we maintain our empathy and our understanding is not insignificant.
No.
It's a major issue of our time.
And it's the way we scapegoat. This is going to be part of Saturn in Pisces, and we're already seeing it. And that's why one of the things at the chapel of Notre Dame de la Bonne Délivrance are these plaques that say, "Thank you for your grace." So, or "Thank you for keeping me safe. I recognize you for healing." And I think our attention, when we take things in, you know, as you say, the images of the stress, I mean, I'm talking about the stories that actually move, where they're human to human, not just for some narrative, some political narrative that we can then spin, but just that sense of a moment where grace is alive. In the middle of all this, it breaks up that patterning and polarity. And that is also part of what's coming in with Saturn and Pisces. Holding, what is it that we will be holding with us, carrying with us to keep us from getting caught.
Thank you. Yeah, appealing to grace in this moment is a powerful thing to do. So thank you, Lynn, so much. Always appreciate your insights.
Thanks, Jim.
As Lynn indicated, the theme for this next pilgrimage, as we delve into musica, and as also, as I said, is around waves of love. We're going to be contemplating the musical spheres of the sun. And we are therefore delighted beyond measure that we have Chloe Goodchild, who's going to grace us in Chartres. I've introduced her before, so we don't need to do it again to this community. You all know her, but if there's one person that I can think of that could lead us for the 7 days that we're there into understanding the waves of love and how the different tones of the chakras and the colors of the rainbows and the 7 liberal arts, all of them have their different tonalities. It's Chloe Goodchild. She is a master of music, and in particular, a master of the voice. And all of us have a voice. All of us have a sound. All of us have a tone. So Chloe, welcome to our community call. And I want to just turn the program over to you so you can just tell us what you have in store for our time together, which will be July 2nd through the 8th. So welcome. Chloe?
Yes, here I am.
There.
I'm just trying to. Hello, Jim. It's wonderful to be here. I'm just trying to open the video, which is not quite sure it's ready to open yet, but maybe it will in a minute. So I'm just gonna sing until that video opens. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you. I don't know why your video would not be coming on. Let's see.
It says unable to start video. You can't start your video because the host has stopped it, it says.
Oh, no.
So I'm happy with the image that you've got before you. As long as
Georg, can you help get Chloe's video on?
that's looking good. I think. No, not yet. But I tell you what, I'm going to just start singing in response.
Okay, I'll work on the video.
In the light of the conversation that's just started. Ah, isn't that interesting? Beloved source, by your grace, I am alive. Beloved soul,
Thanks, Chloe. You should be able to turn on your video. Let's see here.
by your grace. There we go.
Now,
Thank you. I am alive. Beloved source, by your grace, I am alive. Beloved source, by your grace, I am alive. If you'd like to join me, beloved source, by your grace, I am alive. 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 Beloved sour So Jim and Banafshe and Lynn and the whole team at Ubiquity, I would just really love to express my gratitude for joining you on this journey, in this pilgrimage at Chartres Cathedral, in the name of the Black Madonna, in the name of the one which is beyond all suffering, that also embraces all suffering, fearlessly embraces it, as Durga does, as the Black Madonna does. Now is our time to really explore how our voices can really give us the courage to stand fully embodied, without fear, in the presence, to really absorb and to learn how our voices can assist us to transmit love as we have always longed to know love. And so today what I'd like to do is just to share with you an initial, if you like, draft version of the journey that I'd like to take you on in Chartres Cathedral with our voices, in the name of the goddess Musica. Before I do that, and just to really honor Lynn's astrological message, I would love, and also in the name of the Divine Mother, to just send a message out to our children. Children of our dreaming, voices of our shame, why all this suffering, and where to leave the blame? Courage and confusion, dancing hand in hand on wings of love, we embrace you. Dare we walk alone this unknown field, trusting compassion is the only way to heal. Courage and confusion, dancing hand in hand on wings of love, we embrace, we And silence always for me is the key to really deepening into an understanding of this voice of yours, of ours, the voice of Gaia herself. And that's really the alchemy between the spoken voice, the sung voice, and the silence it leaves behind. The silence that is always ever present within it is my absolute core practice. So the central question always being, always, wherever I am, whether I'm standing in a bus queue or whether I'm watching the news or whether I'm having a challenging discussion with somebody, you know, or whether I'm just really reflecting on what is going on. There's always that opportunity to ask yourself, how do I feel? How do I feel? And how does that sound? And then what quality of silence does that voice and that sound and that feeling leave behind? So it's the silence that really is the teacher. And what that brings with it, of course, is this capacity to really begin observing the mind, observing the emotional body, and observing the whole spectrum of human feeling in all the forms of love that it expresses itself. Always it's love in one form or another, whether it sounds like hate, it's love, you know. So even that will be our core question for these 7 days. How do you feel? How does that sound? And what quality of silence does that leave behind? So we'll just keep returning to that, because if nothing else, that will be something I will be asking you to really take away from the pilgrimage and to share with others. Now, I actually have here a draft copy. I'm just wondering whether it's possible for me to share screen this for everyone, but if not, I can just share it with you.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, so if I can share screen it, right, goody, let's see what happens. That's good. Can everybody see that? Let's see what you can see.
Yes, we can
Yeah.
see.
Okay, so hang on a second. Now, the reason why this is a draft copy is because I feel I have no right to come in and give the final word on this. It feels very important that it's a collaborative exercise, that we have a few weeks more before July comes, and I want to make sure that we cover the ground. So this is just an initial just journey to share with you. So as I understand it, we are entering the Chartres Cathedral every day. We will be there, and there'll be an opportunity for 2 hours every morning to really explore the waves of love through the music of your soul. Yes. And so this is all about how on earth do we go about this? So this 7-day journey, which, and the power of 7 obviously is all pervading in this journey, and the symbol of 7, this is a year, this is a 7-year, and of course the 7 liberal arts, and in our world we're talking of the 7 sounds of love, which will I'll be focusing in on by day 3. And the 7 sounds of love really are the 7 locations of love that really I've found myself exploring through my own personal direct experience of the voice, through my own narrative, as inspired by the Gnostic traditions, the Asian traditions, Buddhist traditions, obviously the mystical, when I say the Gnostic, the mystical Christian traditions. And all of this, so much of this is really sourced from this original understanding of the music of the spheres. Yes, the music of the spheres and this capacity of the human body to represent mathematically, geomatically, and astrologically and arithmetically, numerically, within the body itself, how this soul of yours wants to express itself. And so we will be traveling through the 7 chakras throughout the 7 days and just building practices. We have a series of practices which are really sourced from what we call sound awareness. So day 1, we're really exploring the sound awareness, how to access an awareness of your sound that takes you beneath the personality. And that really means really going deep into the conditioned voice to explore how that lovely, unique personality voice of yours can be really released into a much more grounded and relaxed relationship with itself, with the support of the witnessing mind. So we're looking at, many of us, most of us, I would say, at some point or other in our lives will have had that experience of not having a voice. And right now, as we look in the world, just to be aware of what's going on in the world right now, that sense of so many lost voices existing, and feeling within ourselves, certainly I feel within myself, this sense of, wow, this is a wake-up call. This really is a wake-up call for us to take responsibility, to start with taking responsibility for our own conscious communication and conscious expression. And that means really learning how we can tame the personality voice to serve the witnessing mind. And therefore, the alchemy of those two, the capacity to watch and to listen to how the conditioned voice, the socially conditioned voice of the personality, can really start to shift gear and start to serve a deeper reality, a more authentic voice inside you that is really released as we start to explore and appreciate this personality voice. So that's the voice of our conditioning. And then so day 1, no problem, we'll be really working with exercises that assist us to become discerning, to develop a more discerning relationship with the voice, to let go the judging mind. So we're going to do that in day 1. Is that okay? We're not going to take 25 years doing that anymore. We're going to do that in day 1. And it is absolutely incredible how the free voice, once it's given a chance to really express itself, it is so relieved to just be at home with itself and just to enjoy all the features, all the idiosyncrasies of your own sound, and just to embrace that, to enjoy it, not to judge it anymore. So that non-judging mind, the discerning, observing mind, will be following us, and like Virgil with the lantern, will be shedding light on all the practices that we explore for the rest of the week. So that will then bring us into day 2, where we start really relaxing into the deeper voice, the inner voice, the voice within that is behind the mask of the face, behind the mask of all the narratives that we've used to really resist truly expressing who we are right here and now in this moment. And what I found when I came back from India in 1990, having had a whole life experience of Western sacred choral music and so on, very, very blessed with a wonderful music education and all of that. Nevertheless, there was still a sense that the voice was not, I hadn't found how to really truly embody it. And it was when I came across in Crete, actually, initially, but then more deeply when I started to explore Asian vocal philosophy, that then brought in this awareness of the energy, the vibration, and the frequency within the human voice. And that, of course, brings us immediately to the chakra system within the human body. And we have these lovely mantric sounds, some of you will be familiar with, which we will be exploring the 7 chakra mantra. And I think what I'm going to do, Jim, is to send you a video of that practice so that everybody can literally know it before we get there, and be very clear and enjoy and really get to embody it even before we arrive there. So that's just a little video that you can have to really start exploring how this relationship between the earth right into the music of the spheres, and then to how to receive the music of the spheres back into the body. So it's if you like, it's an ascending and it's a descending practice. So we're looking there literally at the vertical axis of the body, which then takes us through all these different permutations and geometric forms, or as we travel into day 3, which takes us into the devotional voice, and we start to explore the energetic movements that start to bring in these geometrical forms that the human body is capable of, to bring in all these other inner, outer sacred structures of love that we experience within ourselves. So the devotional voice is the voice of the heart, and it's right there in the middle, as we're so aware, and that then moves out from the heart center into the throat. We start with the 7 sounds of love in the root chakra, and we start to explore the language of love. Now, I think what I'm going to do is, rather than just show you a picture of that, but I will send that to you as well, Jim, is a pictorial image of the 7 sounds of love as formed through these energetic movements, sound awareness movements that start with the I am, the source of love in the root chakra. I open to love in the 2nd chakra. Instinctual love, I will. So you're building the will within the voice, the solar plexus chakra, moving into the devotional, empathic, I give, I offer. And all of these have expressions that just open us out into different locations of love. This is the all-inclusive love. I share. The throat chakra moving into I serve. Compassionate love. The sword of love moving up into I surrender. Pointing towards heaven, I surrender. So as you can feel, there's this embodiment of opening into I am, universal love. Then you're bringing this universal love back into the body, and that then translates itself into sound. So you can experience all of this as sound together. And it's very powerful when you start doing this as in 2s and in 3s, and then as a whole group. We actually do these practices in the high street, in shopping centers, not as a performance, but just to let people know that there are ways of moving through life, that just can help us and remind us to use sound and voice in a very embodied way. So that then becomes a musical scale. You can hear how that relates to the whole Platonic understanding of the geometry and the arithmetic of it. And so we start with the source of love, and I'm using these sounds, sa. Those then translate, so the source of love, I am. I open. The second, sexual creative love, moving up into the solar plexus, instinctual love, I will. Moving on up into empathic, devotional love, I give. Moving on up into all-inclusive love, I share. Moving on up into compassionate love, I serve. Service. Moving on up into mystical love, mystica, musica, I surrender, I surrender. Opening right out into the cosmos of love, the love of the cosmos. I love. And then you bring that back down, you just receive all that love from the cosmos, and you bring it back down into the body. And again, we can use sound for this, we can use movements, we can do it in silence, so you can just feel how the presence, you start to become aware of the presence of your sound as much greater than just within the confines of the human body itself. You start to become aware of it, the sacred geometry of it, as it spreads out to your allies all around you into what we call a singing field of love, a field of love. So on day 3, we will be just really harnessing and becoming very familiar with the 7 sounds of love, so that we can just practice walking about Paris or wherever we want to be in exploring this. So that takes us into day 4, when we start moving more deeply into the Greek musical modes. Now, it'll be a little bit, I'm basically going to introduce you to how these extraordinary ancient Greek modes invite us and invoke different states of soul. And so the Aeolian, the Dorian, and the Ionian on day 4, we'll be exploring. The Ionian is very much about the open, la 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 la. A very, very beautiful, many of us know as the major scale, and there's no tension in it. The Aeolian mode is its complement. It's more a mode of longing. La 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 la. So we're exploring the music of feeling and different states of feeling. Happy feeling, plaintive feeling, sad feeling, mourning, grief. There's a whole range of feeling that the Aeolian mode, for example, can lead us into. The Dorian mode, a beautiful mode, I call it the medicine of uncertainty. It helps us to really navigate uncertainty because it has happy and sad within the intervals of the scale, within the musical intervals. And the beauty is you don't need to kind of understand this in a too technical way. You'll just feel it immediately, You'll feel that kind of uncertainty is like, oh God, I'm not sure I want to look at the news anymore. Oh. So the bottom half of that musical mode is really quite sort of oh, you know, it's quite dark. But then what happens in the upper half of the scale is it goes la 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 la. But maybe if I give myself, if I open the windows a little bit more and watch the sun come in, oh, maybe let's just give it a try, you know. So, oh, I'm not sure. So you're in this kind of juxtaposition in the kind of feeling zone. And the music helps you to, of the Dorian, really helps you to navigate that uncertainty principle, which is a really important music within the soul. You know, there's that great desire, of course, for many of us. We just want to be safe. You know, we've been brought up to be safe. You know, let's just be safe, secure. You know, but the only trouble with that is you end up living, you know, quite a sort of cardboard kind of existence. You want to have that, the uncertainty principle just opens the doors and lets a bit of, you know, new questions in, new inquiry. Let's just question, do I really want to stay in that mindset? Do I really want to be that anymore? Or do I want to move into something new? Okay, so in the first, in day 4, we're going to be exploring the Ionian, the Aeolian, the Dorian modes. And I'm going to be giving you songs and chants that will help you to remember them, so that, you know, it's not like you've suddenly got to remember all this stuff. It's not about that at all. Literally, the chants and the songs are very, very simple. For example, the Aeolian mode. There is some kiss we want, some kiss we want. There is some kiss we want with our whole life. You see, that's the Aeolian mode. You don't have to think, okay, now what is the Aeolian mode? I'm now going to get very technical. No. You just sing that song. And so on. So day 5 will take us into some somewhat darker modes, but also ones that have this incredible light. The Lydian mode it's like, it always makes me think of the Dalai Lama whenever I sing songs in the Lydian mode, and the Mixolydian. That will then take us into, we'll be all really opened up. We'll have an incredible repertoire of chants and mantras and songs. And we will have really been investigating the full span of human feeling. And it's really then, by the grace of the Black Madonna, you know, we then were in a position to really explore the wisdom voice and to really enter the music of the sacred feminine. And I can't wait for that day. That will be day 6. And your voices, you'll be very embodied by then. You know, there'll be nothing in the way of you expressing yourself however you want to express yourself. And of course, all within the context of this extraordinary field of the sacred feminine. And it's thanks to my own master and Mary herself, many, many times, Mary Magdalene, and also her Asian expression as one of the greatest saints of India, Anandamayi Ma, that has very much influenced my own understanding of Mary, the Mother of God. So the day 7, it's anyone's guess by then, but absolutely the heart of our work is the singing field, sounding a new earth. I just wrote that, and I would love to hear from you, whether it's today or over the coming weeks, how this is landing for you. And I realize I've spoken quite a long time, Jim. So please, any response to this as you're experiencing it or over the course of time, don't hesitate to be in touch with me and just let me know what you'd like to really focus on and which of these elements are most attractive for you, the most inspiring for you. And also to really think, how do I want to leave on day 8? How do I want to, what kind of voice do I want to take away with me? And let's make sure that happens. So thank you so much for everyone for listening to this initial as I say, draft map of the journey with your voice, awakening the energies of love, the frequencies, the energy, and the vibration of your voice in the grace, by the grace of the Great Mother.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You might close your screen share.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah.
But I'm absolutely thrilled. We've never, in the entire 16 years, had anything like this in Chartres.
Oh, really?
We've had singing, and we've focused on, you know, the music in the cathedral, different Latin chants and medieval songs and so forth and so on. But we've never had a program where each day we go through different tonalities of the chakras and the liberal arts and the colors of the rainbow, etc. So I am absolutely thrilled that this is happening, and really look forward to maybe training my voice for the first time in my life. I was one of those kids where I was told, you know, Jimmy, you know, in the second grade, you can't sing. So I never did.
This I really want to, this, I cannot, Jim, the thousands of times I have heard people say that. It's, I mean, our culture, you know, witness the world as we're seeing it right now, has not taught us to find and to embody our voice. You know, we've created systems that just simply thwart the voice for the most part, for the majority. Yeah. And so it's how to do this and how to access this voice. It's such a tender, beautiful thing, you know. And it just blows my mind that any individual would possibly imagine that they're not musical. You know, because, you know, as Plato, Pythagoras, as they say, the entire body is made of music. No, this is all that's going on.
You know, I was just remembering when I was in the 5th grade, I got the only F in my entire academic career. I got an F in music.
That's all about to change, Jim.
I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. So Chloe, thank you so much. And everyone, we'll have Chloe back maybe one more time before July, and then certainly on Humanity Rising, so that we can, you know, promote Chloe for a start, but also promote her work and the invitation that all of us can sing, all of us can find our note, all of us can heal ourselves through sound. And that's such an important awareness, because it's you don't have to buy any drug, you don't have to go anywhere, you just open your body to your own frequency, and healing takes place just in the natural order of things.
Exactly. And I mean, if people want to write to, somebody's just asking about if they want to contact me, just simply to email now at The Naked Voice. That's our organization, The Naked Voice. So just email now at The Naked Voice, okay? And we'll respond as quickly as we can. Yeah.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you so much. This is going to be an absolute adventure of the spirit. So now, everyone, as we bring this to a close, I want to also announce that you know, our course is still open for Chartres, because we have a very spacious room, and as many of you who can come, we welcome you. The syllabus is on our website. I'll put it up in a moment. We also want to announce that the post-Chartres pilgrimage to the Dordogne, to the caves, is now sold out. We have an upper limit of 20 students who can come, because the caves, many of the caves are quite small, and we want to go in as a single group. Also, the little town that we're in is a very tiny little village, and the hotel isn't that large. So this is going to be more of an intimate gathering. But the opportunity to be with Chloe, we had 90 with V last year, and we hope we get at least that many for Musica this year. So there's plenty of time and also capacity there in Chartres. And also want to let you know that we're also beginning to plan another pilgrimage to Ireland in the fall, which will be kept, again, quite small and will be limited to women. We've been having a very powerful course with Mary Frances Drake, who's a psychologist and has been teaching women's psychology, particularly the psychology of mature women as they transition into elderhood. And she's just done a course that was so popular that she's going to do another one in March, and we'll be sending that out to all of you over the next week or so. And then we're beginning to plan a pilgrimage just for women, that want to embody elderhood in a more profound way, to join Mary Frances to Ireland, probably sometime in September, October. We'll keep everybody apprised of that. One of the things that you know about in terms of our July 2nd through 8th program in Chartres, we're going to be having youth there. And so any of you who want to bring young people, please let us know. Either Colette or Paula. And also, as we close out, we want to do something we've never done before, but has come from the Chartres community. And that is the opportunity, as we bring this call to a close in a moment, which is a broadcast, because we go out to many, many countries, and many people watch this program on either Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, etc. Like we do in Humanity Rising every single day. We have an opportunity for those of you who want to click on another link that you'll see in the chat box. Paula just put it up. She was the one who really took the initiative to make this happen. So we'll be on her Zoom link. Those of you who want to join an after community call, informal gathering, that's available to any of you who would like to do that. And you'll see that the link in the chat box. So that brings us to a close for today. We know the alignments of the planets, so we can take note of that.
Weren't you going to talk about a day on the Black Madonna on Tuesday on Humanity Rising?
Oh, I could also mention that. Thank you, Lynn. I spaced it. Yeah, given the fact it's Valentine's, and you guys all know I've been jumping up and down about the war in Ukraine and other things, and we've got all the stresses that we know. But on Valentine's, we're going to have one of our own doctoral students, Anastasia, who has made a study of Black Madonnas in Europe for the last 30 years, and is doing her doctoral dissertation on these matters. So I've invited her to grace us on Valentine's, which is this Tuesday on Humanity Rising, just to talk about the Black Madonna and just to share the photos that she's collected from various journeys and photographers that she knows. So that'll be this coming Tuesday, Valentine's Day. And so I would like to call this session to a close in the spirit of love, in the spirit of everything that Lynn was talking about as Venus traverses the heavens in a particularly potent way. And in a few days, we'll enter the sphere of Mars. I want to consecrate our time together in the spirit of the 7 chakras, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 liberal arts, as year by year we make pilgrimage to Chartres to delve more deeply into the sacred feminine, which radiates love and healing and abundance from that sacred site in the most potent of ways, and has been honored for that over thousands of years now. We are just one of millions of people who've made pilgrimage to Chartres in the spirit of the adoration of the feminine and in the spirit of the waves of love as music of the spheres that emanate from our sun. So thank you, everyone. See you next month. We'll send out all the information I've been talking about, so don't worry about writing it down. And you're welcome to the after session chat group beginning now. And you're welcome to Humanity Rising's Valentine celebration on Tuesday. Blessings. Bye for now.